Hello everybody and welcome up to the commentary box for the Friday practice review for the 2020 British Grand Prix. The first day of racing at this event has been concluded and it was one of the hottest days of the year and the third hottest day in UK history, and drivers had to battle that. Let's take a quick look at the drivers and the Constructors' Championship. Formula One then, after the first triple header, moves into their second triple header. It's the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, the first of two races back to back at this wonderful circuit. After this, we head over to Spain in mid-August, that race under doubt due to coronavirus. Then we have a week off before the Belgian Grand Prix, the Italian Grand Prix and the new Tuscany Grand Prix round out our second triple header. A week off before we head over to Russia, and then new on the calendar. For the first time since 2013, the Nürburgring returns for the Eiffel Grand Prix in Germany. Then we head over to Portugal for the first time since 1996, and a new Grand Prix track at the Circuit of the Algarve for Portimao, and then a two-day event at Imola for the first time since 2006. In the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton leads the way on 63 points coming into the British Grand Prix. He is 5 clear of Valtteri Bottas. Max Verstappen is in third on 33 points. One victory in the second would give him the championship lead if Hamilton fails to score. It's still really close. Lando Norris holds off 4th place as well. Alexander Albon is 5th. Sergio Perez 6th. Charles Leclerc 7th. Lance Stroll 8th. Carlos Sainz 9th and 10th for Sebastian Vettel. On the second page, Daniel Ricciardo is on 8 points only. He's followed closely by Pierre Gasly in 12th, 13th for Esteban Ocon, Antonio Giovinazzi 14th, followed by Danny Kvyat and Kevin Magnussen on 1 point. And still to score points sees Kimi Raikkonen, Nicholas Latifi, Romain Grosjean and George Russell. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes leads the way, 121 points, 66 clear of Aston Martin Red Bull Racing. McLaren holding off Racing Point by a single point, believe it or not, in 3rd and 4th. Ferrari, the midfield team, in 5th, 27 only to their name. Renault are in 6th on 12, 7 for AlphaTauri. Alfa Romeo Racing have 2, 1 point only for Haas, and no points on the board yet for Williams in 10th. It's the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, the hottest day of the year. This is your Friday practice review. It's a tricky circuit, even in the dry. It is demanding, fast and aggressive. Let's take a look around Silverstone with Lap Attack. Let's take a look at the Silverstone circuit in Great Britain. 3 sectors, one of the flattest circuits on the calendar. 2 DRS zones, speed trap down the Hangar Straight, 18 turns in total, minimal elevation change throughout. On board with the McLaren from last year, get a good exit out of Club Corner and you're immediately across the control line. Head down towards turn 1, Abbey a quick flick to the right, full speed, lifting slightly in 8th gear through Farm and into Village, the heavy braking zone in turn 3, down 4th gear, tight right again, lead you out wide to the loop section, turn 4, tight left. Get the power on mid-exit as you flick left once again, through Aintree and down the Wellington Straight. Open up the DRS and now defend from overtakes behind. If you're on a lap, then keep the car as straight as possible. Hurting to Brooklands now, down only to 5th gear. Throw the car into the left, ride the curves at the exit. Get the car all straightened out before a quick flick right round into Woodlands. Up now towards Woodcote, now flat out before the Copse Corner, the fastest corner in Britain. Keep it flat out across the old start finish straight. Flick the car right before you head down towards Maggins and Beckett. Some of the most seductive corners in Formula 1 history over 70 years. Flick the car to the left, the right, then do it all over again through Beckett. Driver's going to get this right once a weekend before into Chapel and the Hangar Straight for the second DRS zone. Long now as you head down towards Stowe Corner, 8th gear flat out, only drop 2 gears, keep the car revs high up as you drop through Stowe. Downhill section of the track now, pit lane entrance towards your right, into the Vale chicane. Left, then right, get the power on before the quick flick on turn 18 at Club Corner and you're across the control line. It's a fast and abusive circuit, but it's the home of British motorsport. So let's get into the first practice report then for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone up here in our commentary box for this event. And let me tell you something, it was absolutely fantastic to be able to bring you live coverage of the Formula One this weekend in the form of watch along, which is basically just the commentary box camera on us as we provide you with information around the Formula One and reactions to it. It was absolutely fantastic. Yes, FP1 didn't really work, but boy did FP2 work well. Let's go on to the first session though and what happened, and it was Nico Hülkenberg who was the surprise to everybody after Sergio Perez contracted the coronavirus yesterday. It was literally a 24-hour run for Nico Hülkenberg, who was supposed to be racing at the Nürburgring this weekend. He was on a flight to Silverstone, got in 2 a.m, he was in the simulator, he was tested as well this morning, and then of course he had his seat fitting well into the night, and he got in the car with 20 minutes to go before the start of the first practice session. It was hit or miss, really, but Nico Hülkenberg back in Formula 1 on the 27 on the side of that racing point for the first time since 2016 when it was back at Force India. Verstappen, though, led the first practice session. He did absolutely brilliantly in the opening session. It was a 1:27.422 in horrific track temperatures. Air temperature was at 29 degrees. The track temperature was already in the high 30s. It was unbelievably hot, and it was due to get hotter going into the afternoon as well. The absence of Sergio Perez, though, was a big news ahead of this race. He was self-isolated. We understand that he went back to Mexico to visit his mother, who was in an accident and was just released from hospital. We wish her a speedy recovery, and we, of course, wish Sergio Perez a speedy recovery, and he would be back soon. He is, we believed, self-isolating at the track in his motorhome, but it's been now revealed has been moved to an apartment near Silverstone as well, so we cross our fingers and hope that he is back soon. It was an interesting session. The red flag did come out as well midway through the session. Antonio Giovinazzi had a spin coming through the Beckett's complex into Chapel before the hangar straight. He broke part of the suspension and ripped up loads of debris down the hangar straight. It brought a 12-minute stoppage to the session in order to recover it all. And going forward as well, Hamilton had a new MG UK fitted this weekend as well in preparations, so he will not take a grid penalty, but it is in his allowance for the season as well. Racing Point, well, they were quick. Lance Stroll went third fastest overall as well, 5 tenths off the place. Albon was in fourth, and Charles Leclerc rounded out the top 5. Sebastian Vettel, though, completed 2 laps, no times on the board, but was kept out of the first practice session with a intercooler issue, which is the water, so they had to strip the entire car down again in order to find the issue, repair it, and send him back out for free practice 2, so he missed the whole running of free practice 1. Renault was interesting. They finished behind Bottas, Ocon 7th, and just ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, as it's literally just started raining in my commentary box at the moment. I can just hear it. A summer rain seems to have hit us, and it was hitting Silverstone as well, actually. So it's quite unusual that it started raining. But it was an interesting first session. Let's go see what the results are from FP1. So Max Verstappen tops the first practice session for the British Grand Prix at 1:27.422. Lewis Hamilton is second at 1:27.896. Lance Stroll finishes in third place at 1:28.004. Alexander Albon is fourth on a 1:28.129. Charles Leclerc fifth on a 1:28.221. Valtteri Bottas sixth on a 1:28.519. Esteban Ocon 7th on a 1:28.559. Then it's Daniel Ricciardo 8th on a 1:28.575. Nico Hülkenberg on his return to Formula 1 for Racing Point is in 9th place. A surprising attempt and a brilliant session for him, a 1:28.592. Danny Kvyat rounds out the top 10 on a 1:28.868. Pierre Gasly is 11th on a 1:28.909. Carlos Sainz 12th on a 1:28.988. Lando Norris is 13th on a 1:28.990. Then we get Kevin Magnussen in 14th place on a 1:29.532. Romain Grosjean is 15th on a 1:29.576. Kimi Raikkonen 16th on 1:29.746. George Russell 17th on a 1:29.899. Antonio Giovinazzi is 18th on 1:29.925. Nicholas Latifi 19th on 1:30.703. Sebastian Vettel sending no time on the board but completing 2 laps. It's one of the strangest things I've ever witnessed. I just nipped back out of the commentary box to see it raining with no clouds in the sky. How very unusual. But still, let's move on and take a look at what happened in free practice number 2. And it surprised everybody as well. We were live once again on YouTube. It was a delight, much better than the first practice session went. And we got a lot of comments in as well. So thank you very much, and a lot of viewers. We're going to be here all weekend to bring you all of the action. Lance Stroll, though, topped the second practice session. Alexander Albon was second, but he had an accident. He was the biggest one of the session. Coming out of Stowe, losing the rear, tried to correct the car, flipped him around 90 degrees and into the barrier backwards, breaking the floor, the rear suspension, the front suspension on the left-hand side, and possibly even damaging the gearbox as well. He's got a lot of work to do before free practice 2 tomorrow. Qualifying runs in full swing as well. It was hot and windy in free practice 2 at Silverstone. So much so we saw a lot of drivers getting caught out at the Maggots-Beckett section, going into Chapel and just catching the grass section. But it was hot. Track temperature was up at the air temperature was at 37 degrees. The track temperature was up in the high 50s. It was unbelievably hot here at Silverstone. But it was Stroll topping a 1:27.274. He was the fastest overall. Going further down, Charles Leclerc was fourth fastest behind Bottas. Lewis Hamilton rounded out the top 5. Mercedes seemed to be sandbagging so far here at Silverstone. There's a lot of work to do still for them before qualifying, though. Carlos Sainz was 6th ahead of Nico Hülkenberg. Just 6/10 the gap between him and Stroll. Take a round of applause, Nico Hülkenberg, in a brand new car, brand new situation, a first race back. He is 6/10 of a second off the pace. That is just unbelievable. But then again, he's only missed 3 races in the Formula 1 calendar. It's a lot less than you think, but he's missed a lot of driving time, but he's only missed 3 races coming into this weekend at round 4. Rounding out the top 10, Pierre Gasly, excellent 8th session for him, ahead of Daniel Ricciardo and the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Raikkonen, and a fine effort as well from Raikkonen in there as well. Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel was down and out back at the back of the track. It was pretty weird actually, because we saw Verstappen was on his hot lap and he came across Grosjean in the Maggots-Beckett complex, almost had an accident, and Verstappen waving him out of the cockpit. And Grosjean saying, yes, it would be like him to do that. It's very childish over the radio. Vettel, meanwhile, endured a troubled start to the weekend as well. Intercooler problem in free practice 1, and a loose pedals in his pedal box. Something was loose. He wasn't comfortable with the car. Restricted to running in free practice 2 as well. The brake-by-wire system also is now being looked at going forward as well. Latifi finished last, over a second off Haas's Kevin Magnussen, who finished in 19th as well. But overall, what a day for Racing Point. They are the fastest team without a doubt here at Silverstone so far. Let's take a look at the times from free practice 2. Surprising everybody in the second practice session here for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, it's Lance Stroll on top on a 1:27.274. Alexander Albon is second, a 1:27.364. Valtteri Bottas third, a 1:27.431. Charles Leclerc fourth fastest, a 1:27.570. Lewis Hamilton in the top 5, a 1:27.581. Drop further down, Carlos Sainz is 6th, a 1:27.820. Nico Hülkenberg brilliantly just 6/10 off the pace and in the top 7, a 1:27.910. Then we get Pierre Gasly in 8th place, a 1:27.997. Daniel Ricciardo is in 9th on a 1:28.112. Kimi Raikkonen rounds out the top 10, a 1:28.159. Lando Norris is 11th on a 1:28.169. Esteban Ocon 12th fastest on a 1:28.219. Antonio Giovinazzi 13th, a 1:28.256. Max Verstappen 14th on a 1:28.390. Danny Kvyat 15th on a 1:28.426. Romain Grosjean 16th, a 1:28.564. George Russell 17th on a 1:28.771. Sebastian Vettel 18th on a 1:28.860. Kevin Magnussen 19th, a 1:28.898. And Nicholas Latifi rounds out the grid, a 1:29.958. He goes into 20th place. We are live at Silverstone. Tomorrow, practice 3 will take part at 10:55 we are live on air. The Saturday practice review will be in between at 1:30 before 1:55 live on air for the watch along qualifying session as well, which is the Combox Cam. As usual, it's going to be a great session as well. The race on Sunday, well, we've got the Sunday race preview at 12 o'clock. At 2:05 we are live for the British Grand Prix watch along, and then sometime later on in the evening we will have the Sunday race review premiering as well before next weekend's 70th anniversary Grand Prix at Silverstone as well. A tremendous day then here at Silverstone, a great way to kick us off. No fans in attendance, but it doesn't feel that much different because Silverstone is the home of Formula One. It's fast and it's abrasive, and already we had the most dramatic Friday of the season so far. Join us tomorrow then, live coverage of the third practice session. From us all here, bye for now.